Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So today we are going to start civics, chapter number 5, Women Changes the World. So let us start. Before we will start this chapter, let us revise what we have learned about this woman. In previous chapter, we saw how women's work in the home is not recognized as work. We also read how doing household work and taking care of family members is a full-time job and there are no specific hours at which it begins or ends. In the chapter, we will look at work outside the home and understand how some occupations are seen to be more suitable for man than for woman. We will also learn about how women struggle for equality. Getting an education was and still is one way in which new opportunities were created for women. The chapter will also briefly trace the different types of efforts made by the women's movement to challenges discrimination in more recent years. Slowly with the time, system of education changed for women. Women got various opportunities. Today by getting education, women have got opportunities to rise in every field. Women's movement have risen to challenge discrimination in all parts of the world. Today, both boys and girls attend school in large numbers. Now, our first topic is fewer opportunities and rigid expectation. A lot of people feel that women are fit only for certain kinds of jobs like nurse. They are not fit for the technical jobs. In most families, women are taught that after school they have to get married. Lakshmi Lakura, however, broke this stereotype image when she became the first woman engine driver of the Northern Railways. We live in a society full of pressures. If boys do not work hard, get a good salary, they are builded. Now, next topic is learning for a change. Going to school is an important part of life. Today, it is difficult for us to imagine that school and learning could be seen as out of bounds or not appropriate for some children. In the past, very few people learned reading and writing. Most children learned the work their families or elders did. Even in families where skills like pottery, weaving and craft were taught, the contribution of daughters and women was seen as secondary. In the 19th century, now ideas about learning and education appeared, but there was a lot of opposition to educate girls ever then. In 1890s, Ram Bal championed the cause of women's education. Rokia Shakhawat Hussain learned English from her elder brother and an elder sister in spite of family opposition and went on to become a famous writer. Raj Sundari Devi of Bengal was the first Indian woman to write an autobiography called Amar Jivan. Now let us see breaking stereotypes, one type of story. Engine drivers are men, but 27-year-old Lakshmi Lakara from a poor tribal family in Jharkhand has begun to change things. She is the first woman engine driver for Northern Railways. Lakshmi's parents are not literate, but they struggled and overcame many hardships to make sure their children got an education. Lakshmi studied in a government school. Even in school, Lakshmi helped with the housework and did odd jobs. She studied hard and did well and then went on to get a diploma in electronics. She then took the railway board exam and passed it on her first attempt. Now, let us see difference in their education. India has a census every 10 years which counts the population of the country. This information is used to measure things like literacy, sex ratio, etc. A huge number of SC and ST, SC for scheduled caste and ST for scheduled tribe, children leave school at an early age. The 2014 census even shows that Muslim girls are less likely than Dalit girls to complete primary schools. Many reasons like non-availability of teachers and schools, lack of transports, cost of education, indifferent attitudes of teachers and parents are responsible for negligence of education. According to the 1961 census, about 40% of all boys and men were literate. That is, why could at least write their names compared to just 15% of all girls and women. In the most recent census of 2001, these figures have been grown to 76% for boys and men and 54% for girls and women in 2011. You are able to see with this diagram. As per last count in 2011, this number increasing by men's 82% and women's or girls 65%. This table shows the percentage of girls and boys who leave schools from different social groups 2013 to 2014. Scheduled caste SC is the official term for Dalit and scheduled tribe ST is the official term for Adivasi. According to this table, as per the Educational Statistics at a glance MHRD year 2016, 4.53% of boys leave their schooling in primary. Same manner, 3.09% of boys leave their schooling in upper primary and 17.93% of boys leave their schooling in secondary sections. Here we have similar data for the girls of SC and ST. 4.14% of girls leave their schooling in primary, same as 4.49% of girls leave their schooling in upper primary or classes between 6 to 8 standard, and 17.79% of girls leave their schooling in secondary section on average. Now, let us start with women's movement. Women have individually and collectively struggled to bring about changes. This is called women's movement. Different strategies have been used to spread awareness, fight discrimination and seek justice. These movements are related to campaigning, raising awareness, protesting and showing solidarity. So my dear one students, I hope you understand each and every topic. If you have any doubt, any query, you will free to ask me in a live session. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.